Hello and welcome to episode 121 of the Sock Bunny Knit and Fit video podcast. My name is Kimberly, also known as Sock Bunny, and I'm recording in sunny Florida. Today is January 13th, Monday, January 13th, 2014. And I am Sock Bunny pretty much everywhere on the internet, such as Ravelry, Plurk, Instagram, Google+, Twitter, iTunes, and YouTube. And the blog is at sockbunnyknitandfit.blogspot.com. The email address is sockbunnyknitandfit@gmail.com. The Etsy shop is sockbunnystudios.etsy.com. And on Facebook, you can find me as Sock Bunny Studios. Or if you want to follow me just as me, my name is Kimberly Pacini. The last name is Pacini Pacini. If you play Candy Crush, please be my friend and give me lives. I'm addicted, yes. I'm addicted to a lot of things, but none of them are illegal. What are we going to talk about today? We are going to talk about announcements, finished objects, works in progress, fitness, stash enhancement, tips and tricks, what I am watching and reading, favorite things, a book review, and Ask Sock Bunny. If you are a new viewer, thank you very much for giving me a shot. I hope you like what you see and you come back. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you very, very much for coming back. Announcements. First announcement is that the planning for the upcoming Sock Bunny retreat in Florida is going very well. And I want to say a huge thank you to everybody who has promised to donate and is sending in donations for door prizes and for the goodie bags. We have quite a lot of stuff coming. And I'm going to show a little bit each week of what we are receiving. We are also being gifted some patterns by various designers, and I'll talk about some of those next week. But this week I wanted to show a few things that have been donated. First, we got some yarn that I am coveting by Steve of the Dramatic Knits podcast. I've been watching him from the beginning, and he has a Etsy shop. Well, not Etsy shop. Where is his? His is on, I'm not sure. It's shop.leadingmenfiberarts.com. And he donated this beautiful yellow, excuse me, gosh, my nose. And it's called Angel Hair. And it's his showcase base, 490 yards of 100% superwash merino. And it is almost as bright as what you're seeing on the screen there. And again, it's called Angel Hair. So thank you, Steve, for donating that. So that will be one of the door prizes for the retreat. Let me put this over here. Another door prize. I have so much stuff piled around me here. Another door prize is from Vintage Rose, who is Vanessa, and I got to meet her at Rhinebeck. Hi, Vanessa. And she sent some beautiful stitch markers that she custom made this set for the retreat. And I'm going to try to get them all separated so you can see them. There's a yarn ball, a starfish, some flip-flops, a seashell, a bikini top, some palm trees. It's really adorable. So Vintage Rose Knitting, Vintage Rose Knittique.etsy.com. And they are adorable. I particularly love the bikini top. That's adorable. So thank you, Vanessa, for sending those. So those will be a door prize for the retreat. And if you're a new viewer, the retreat is in Tampa Bay, Florida, February 6th, 7th, and 8th. And I'm super excited about it. Also, we received from Jessie, who is Jess Dodd on Ravelry. She has the Multi-Craftual Etsy shop. And she sent this gorgeous, I'm not even going to open it because it's wrapped so prettily, a gorgeous project bag and some stitch markers and her podcast button. And she also sent a podcast button for each of the attendees, which was really sweet. And she sent me a really cute card. Of course, she always sends me really adorable things. So thank you, Jessie. I really, really appreciate it. And she also sent a coupon code. Steve from Dramatic Knits also sent a coupon code for each of the attendees. And so did Jessie. And lastly, oh, this is magnificent. Deborah Tomasello, she's given away a lot of patterns on this podcast. And if you'll remember way back, she even designed a hat around a Fair Isle hat featuring my bunny John John, which I still need to re-knit because I started it and didn't like it. I didn't like the yarn I was using, so I decided to wait till later. But anyway, that being said, she has written a book called Wrapped in Color, and she sent a copy, a hard copy of the book to each of the attendees. So this will be in everybody's goodie bags. And I'm going to be doing a book review of this on the next episode, but it is magnificent. So thank you, Deborah. Thank you. I got to meet her at Rhinebeck also. So each attendee is going to get one of those. So yee, we got some really great prizes. There is one spot open in the retreat now. We had somebody who had to cancel due to illness. So if you can, at this late date, send the $45 registration and book the hotel, you can attend. It's going to be on a first come, first serve basis. Whoever sees this and contacts me. I was going to open a thread, but just whoever contacts me first on Ravelry as Sock Bunny, send me a message on Ravelry if you want to attend, and you can, and I'll give you the address to send the, you can pay the $45 by PayPal if you want. I do have another hat that was donated, and where did I put it? Wait. I have so much stuff piled around me. Oh, here it is. Jan's Hand, who lives in Canada, or as we here in our house call it, Canada. She sent another hat for Pinellas Hope, so I will make sure it gets over to them because I'm actually going over to Pinellas County later this week for something. So thank you, Jan. It is lovely. She also sent 2 postcards of Prince Edward Island, and also some Canadian postage on there, which is really cool. It's a cross stitch. So thank you, Jan. I haven't even had a chance. Well, I didn't take the time. I had the chance. I just didn't take the time to thank you, Jan. So I will send you a note on Ravelry. So thank you, Jan, for that. And one last announcement. We have just over 1,400 members in the Ravelry group. So when we get to 1,500, I am going to be having a prize drawing. It will probably be some of my yarn. So if you haven't joined the Ravelry group yet, we're going to be having a drawing in the next, I'd say probably not in the next month or so, we'll reach that. So hop on over and join the Ravelry group. You need to be a member of the Ravelry group to enter any of the knit-alongs anyway, so you might as well do it. I did receive a new iTunes review from Chain of Fools, who is Fibertown. So thank you very much for your very, very kind words. They've made me smile. And we are up to 78 star ratings. So thank you guys. Thank you. Okay, that's all the announcements. Let's get into the quick talk about the shop update. I did a shop update. I didn't record last weekend. I was sick, and believe me, you did not want to see me last weekend. So I did a shop update that weekend, and the featured color of the week was Running with Scissors. And I am now carrying a worsted weight yarn, and I'm calling it my Bandit colorway. He's my Greyhound Bandit. This is my Bandit colorway. It's my Bandit worsted weight yarn. It's 100% superwash merino, 218 yards, and 100 grams. And this is the Running with Scissors colorway. I am going to do a shop update this coming Sunday, which will be the 19th. And the featured colorway of the week will be, this is Birds of a Feather. And this is on my Sugar DK weight. And later you'll see I'm knitting a pair of socks with it in the fingering weight. Any of these colorways that you see, if you don't see it on the weight of yarn that you want, just send me a message and I can do a custom order, no problem. And the shop is sockbunnystudios.etsy.com. All right, let's talk about knitting. I don't have any finished objects. That's okay. Works in progress. I did a little bit of work on my sockhead hat, but not enough to show it. Not worth it. I have done quite a bit of work on my sock yarn blanket. So I wanted to show that to you. And what I've done since I showed it to you last is each new square has a little hickey jiggy on it. One of these little hickey jiggies. I have been going through and weaving in the ends, except for the very top row. The ends haven't been woven in, but all of the other rows they have been. Yay! Because that's, you don't want to leave that till the very end. So I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, big square, that was already done, 7, oops, I'm 8, I'm on a square, so we'll say that's 9, and then 10, 11, and 12. So we've done 12 more squares since the last time you saw it, and that is going really well. I'm trying to do a square a day. It's not always happening. Sometimes I have to do 2 squares the next day, but the goal is to do a square a day, and then maybe like in a year or 2 or 3, it'll be done. So that is called the Sock Blankie. You can find it in my Ravelry projects. Shelly Kang, I think, is the name of the person who wrote the pattern. It's a free pattern. Okay, the sweater knit along. We are having a sweater knit along. The sweater must have been cast on sorry, January 1st or after, and there will be prizes. And let's see, I can't remember what I said for the prizes. I'm pretty sure I'll have to look back at my notes what I said would be the prizes. But there will be prizes. The sweater had to be cast on January 1st or after. It has to be completely finished, ready to wear March 31st, photographed, and put in the Ravelry thread. That means if it needs to have buttons, it has the buttons. All the ends have to be woven in. It has to be ready to wear to visit the president or the queen or whoever on March 31st and in the thread to be eligible for prizes. If you knit with Sock Bunny yarn, you can post it twice. So there you go. So for my sweater knit along, I had quite the drama. I knew exactly which sweater I was going to do. I cast on for it. I didn't like what was happening. I tried a different sweater with the same yarn. Didn't like what was happening. I think it's because I'll show you the yarn. I got this at Webs, and this is Baby Alpaca DK. And it's a very drapey yarn. It doesn't really have any body. It is 100% baby alpaca. So it doesn't have the firmness or body that wool has. So it was really drapey, and I wasn't liking what it was doing. So that started me thinking, then I was like, well, Elizabeth Zimmerman has methods, and I have 2 of her books, and she has where you can just find out what your gauge is, take your measurements, and knit a plain sweater. And then I was like, wait a minute, I have a book that has plain sweaters, and it happens to be Knitting Simple Sweaters from Luxurious Yarns. And I don't know if I've ever done a book review on this. I'll have to look back and see. But all of the sweaters in this book are pretty much the same thing. They are all basically, you knit a square for the front, you knit a square for the back, and you knit, what are they, sort of triangles for the sleeves. And I'll show you an example here. You knit 2 of these and 2 of these, and you have a sweater. And all the sweaters in this book are like that. If I haven't done a book review on this, I will. So I basically just used this book as a guide for, based on my gauge, how many stitches should I cast on, how tall should I make it, and so forth. So, with all that being said, I knit a square. I actually did the whole back. Now, I did decide this is going to be the back because, and it's coral. It's not orange like you're seeing there. Let's see if I can get it. Yeah, there. That's the color right there. This is going to be the back. And it's just basically going to be, if you look at the sweaters, they're all just like a square, and they have the drop shoulders, like you see here. Everything's backwards here. Like you see here. Every single sweater in here is like that. So Some of them, this is the one that caught my eye really. It's sort of hard to tell, but that's a very sheer yarn that she used. I'm not going to do the turtleneck on it because it's Florida, but this is the one that inspired me. And of course you can see, whoops, you can see that, let me move my notes here. Basically it's a square and a sort of triangle, and there you go. So I did the back plain, but I think on the front, just to be crazy, I'm not going to do lace or anything like that because I just want this to be a comfortable shirt. Look how sheer. I mean, you can see through to my bow ties are cool shirt. Sort of a sweater that I would sort of wear like you would wear a sweatshirt. Just comfortable over a t-shirt, just to like hang around, nothing fancy. So on the front, I haven't decided for sure. I'm not going to do any fancy lace or anything, but I was thinking like maybe every 10th row doing a purl row or something like that. So you'll see next time what I decided. And these little hickey jiggies here just mark every 25th row. They're not part of the sweater. It's just a square. So basically I'm knitting two rectangles and the two sleeves and then just seaming everything together. And I will probably use a crochet hook to seam everything together. And another reason why I decided I wanted to do a seamed sweater instead of a all-in-one piece sweater is because the seaming will give it more structure. That's what I've heard. The seaming will give it more structure and more support. So there we go. We'll see. And this is very, very stretchy. So I'm sure when I block it, it's going to stretch out, you know, and be just very comfy. And I'll probably just wear it over like a white tank top or a white t-shirt. So there you go. We'll see how that goes. And so that's the sweater knit along. If you are posting this on Instagram or Twitter or any place like that, you can use the hashtag SockBunnySweaterKAL. And then lastly, we are having an informal knit along, no prizes, for January through December, a personal mystery sock club. And what I did, and what other people have done, is I took 12 different sock yarns and I put them in 12 brown bags. And the first of each month, I'm going to draw one of the brown bags out randomly, open that, and knit a pair of socks from that, whatever pattern strikes my fancy. Some people have matched up patterns. Some people are only doing 6. Some people are doing 14. Whatever floats your boat, whatever makes you happy, that's what you should do. The hashtag for this one is SockBunny2014 socks. So without further ado, in my handy dandy Star Trek bag from Kiki Boo Bags, Denise of the Knitting Den, I'm knitting with my very own Birds of a Feather, which you saw earlier. So this is the Birds of a Feather, excuse me, on the paprika base, which is fingering. And I am knitting from a book called More Sensational Knitted Socks. Because if you'll remember, during Summer of Socks, or Sockstravaganza, I did I did a book review on sensational knitted socks, and this is the follow-up to that book, More Sensational Knitted Socks. And I don't think I did a review of this one, so maybe, excuse me, in future episode. But the pattern I am doing, let's see if I wrote down the page number. No, I didn't. But it's called Ridged Squares. Let's see how fast I can find it. I modified it slightly. I think this is it. Yes. I modified it slightly for my stitch count because I think this is a 60 stitch sock and I do 64. So anyway, this middle one is the one I am doing. Now, the thing that I am doing for my challenge, and believe me, it is a challenge, is I did a different heel. And it's really hard for me because I've knit so many pairs of socks, it's really hard for me to come out of my comfort zone and knit something not something I have memorized I could do in my sleep. So I did the Fish Lip Kiss heel. Now, this is a heel that a lot of people have been raving about. It's a short row heel. And I have not really ever been a fan of short rows in the past. I haven't liked how they have fit, and I very much love a gusset and heel flap type sock. That's my favorite. And I don't mind knitting the heel flap and picking up all the stitches and stuff. I think it's fun. So people hate that. I love it. So that's actually my favorite part of the sock is the heel. So anyway, so I did the Fish Lips Kiss heel. Now, it's a pattern that only costs $1 on Ravelry. It is well worth it. Hi, Rachel. Rachel just got home from school. I'm recording. No? No, they don't want to see you. Anyway, she's so weird. She's like, can they see me? Anyway, so the pattern's only $1 on Ravelry. Well worth it because it's like 16 pages of how to knit a sock heel and to get it fit. Now, that being said, the actual pattern part of it is maybe half a page. But then she has 4 pages of pictures that show it. Now, I struggled with it, partially because my brain doesn't work all the time. And I was intimidated by it, and I have been procrastinating this for a while. I've been wanting to try it for months, and somebody gifted it to me. I can't even remember. I'll have to look up and see and say thank you. But I procrastinated because I was intimidated by it. Now, what I ended up doing, I tried doing it using the pictures that she had listed there. And on the knit rows, I could understand the pictures okay, but on the purl rows, I was lost. So I noticed that in the pattern, she said she had YouTube videos. And on YouTube, she's under there as Socks Therapist, S-O-X Therapist. So I went and looked at her videos, and what I had to do...
Talking.
Hi, Rachel.
I'm not here.
What do you want?
I want to say hi.
Hi. Say hi.
Hi. Can't see me anyways.
Come stick your head over here. Good luck getting over this pile of knitting. Anyway. Okay, so what I ended up doing is when I was doing it the first 5 or 6 times, I actually had the YouTube video up and I would follow along with the YouTube video as I would do it. So what I recommend if you're having trouble with this is open your browser and go to YouTube and find the knit stitch on one tab in your browser, and then go to another tab in your browser and open YouTube to her video on the purl stitch. And then as you're doing the knit rows, watch the knit video, and as you're doing the purl rows, watch the purl video. That's what I did, and I overcame my fear and I conquered it. And I really like it. It actually makes sense. So what I'm going to do is knit this pair of socks and wear them for a while and decide if I like the way it fits. And if I like the way it fits, it might be my new, maybe not always, but my new second favorite heel. So that is the Fish Lips Kiss heel. And it looks sort of funky when it's not on the foot, but you know. And again, this is the, what did I call this pattern? It's ridged squares from More Sensational Knitted Socks, and I am knitting it in my own Sock Bunny Studios yarn on my Knitter's Pride carbons. Gosh, my brain. I really like these needles a lot. A lot. I knit on my general needle that I use is a 2.5 millimeter or US 1.5. And there it is, close up. A very easily memorized pattern. And I love the way the colorway is swirling around the sock, except for on the heel. There you go. All right, enough talk about that. So, like I said, give the Fish Lips Kiss heel a try if you don't already have a favorite short row heel, or if you do and you just want to learn something new. Alrighty, let's move on. I need to put a book over here for the mouse. Okay. Scroll down. Okay, fitness. Fitness. Every month in the Sock Bunny group, we have a fitness along. If you work out any day, at least 30 consecutive minutes, or if you wear a pedometer and it reads at least 10,000 steps, you can enter your entry into the fitness thread and win prizes. So we had a fitness along for December, and I drew the winner. We had 37 participants, including me. Now, I keep forgetting to post my own workouts. Bad podcaster. But I have been working out. I just haven't been posting it. And the winner, I drew the winner from, I can't remember how many posts we had. I don't remember. But the winner was number 77, who is Woolly Girl, who is Jennifer from North Carolina. Yay, Jennifer! So Jennifer, contact me. You can pick any yarn from the shop, or I will dye a custom colorway for you in up to 3 colors. And we also had a poster along in December, which this was the last month that I'm doing prizes, and the prize was donated by Carrie from Sunny Shop. Do I have her card over here? I think I might have moved it. Yes, I think I moved it. Sorry. Sorry. I've been cleaning. That's always a bad thing. Her shop is Sunny, shoppe.etsy.com, and she has stitch markers and bags, and she lives in Florida. And anyway, what was I going to say? Oh, the prize. So we had 4 people do their before and after posters, and that was Puffy Griffinclaw, who is Cindy, Amy Bernhardt, who is Amy, Linda, who is LMECOLL, and Shalwood, who is Suzanne, and the random number generator chose number 4, who is Shalwood, who is Suzanne, and she is the winner. So yay, you win some stitch markers. And I still owe her some yarn from when she won the fitness along before, and I just haven't gotten around to dyeing it yet. So I will hop on that and mail both of them at the same time. But Suzanne, let me know when you see this, and congratulations. Last time I podcasted, I talked about how my Fitbit stopped working. I had the Fitbit Zip, and it stopped working. It was still counting steps, but it wasn't syncing correctly. What it was doing, sometimes it wouldn't sync at all. And then, like, out of 10 times that I would try to sync it, 7 times it wouldn't work. 3 times it would sync, but it would give me some random number that had nothing to do with the number of steps I had actually walked. So I contacted customer support, and it was quite possibly the worst customer support I've ever experienced in my entire life. It was so horrible. If I hadn't known better, I would have thought somebody was playing a trick on me. They kept sending me responses where obviously the person did not read what I had written and just kept copying and pasting canned responses that really had nothing to do with my situation. And it was really getting frustrated. I mean, at the beginning of each message I would send back to them, please read what I am saying and respond and stop copying and pasting. And they still would send back the copy and paste. This went on for over a week of going back and forth. And I was pretty mad. To say the least, I was livid. So, after 13 emails, I finally got somebody who said that they would replace it. Now, they don't even want me to send mine in, which totally surprised me because I thought, and I'm happy to send it in. I'm not mad that it broke. Those things happen. I am not mad that it broke. But I am beyond mad at how I was treated. It was ridiculous. So, supposedly, I have another one on the way. And since when mine broke, I went and bought a new one to use while the old one was being replaced. When the new one comes, I am going to sell it. So if you are interested in buying the Fitbit from me, this is going to be on a first come, first served basis. Send me a message on Ravelry. It's going to be $60, but I'll pay the postage. So if you want the Fitbit Zip, it's a lime green one. Because they said I could pick any color. Now, this depends on 2 things. One, me actually really getting it. Supposedly it has shipped. I'll believe it when I see it. And secondly, if you like lime green. So, and if they actually send a lime green one. At this point, I'm not holding my breath on anything actually happening. When I do finally get the replacement, I am going to print off the emails and mail them certified to the president of whoever owns Fitbit, because it it was ridiculous, the emails I was getting back from them. Ridiculous. I mean, so ridiculous that I would sit there and like hold my head and say, I cannot believe I am reading what I am reading. There's no way this is real. I mean, seriously. So, and you know I try to keep things positive on here. I don't like to complain. But I have to be real, because I have been promoting Fitbit like crazy since I got mine in April. And so if you buy a Fitbit, you better save your receipt. Because and even then, I cannot guarantee that you will get any kind of satisfaction from this company, let's just say. When I bought my Fitbit at Target this time, because the first one I bought at Target, but I didn't save the receipt. But I did register it. When I bought it, I signed on with it and everything, so they know I've had this Fitbit since April 6th. I mean, anyway, and I paid cash when I bought it at Target. This time, I paid with my credit card, and I bought the extended service plan. So, and I bought the Fitbit One this time. And again, the difference is the Fitbit Zip uses a replaceable battery, and it has an LCD screen. LCD? Yes. And then the Fitbit One tracks your sleep, which the Fitbit Zip does not. The Fitbit One is rechargeable, and it has an LED display, if that helps. I'm very happy with my Fitbit. Don't get me wrong. I am not upset that it broke, but I am beyond angry at how I was treated. It was ridiculous. So, like I said, when I get the new one, if you want to buy it from me, contact me. And this is on a first come, first served basis. It's a good product. Their customer service just sucks. Okay, I said it. All right. Another thing, I showed my fitness poster, because remember, the Fitbit is counting my steps for me. Well, when I recorded last time, I was, I don't know. I just was in a hurry. I glanced at what my number was. I updated my poster so I could show it. Because I don't update it I update it when I show it. I know, right? I should update it regularly, but I don't. Anyway. I thought I had done 1,600,000 steps, but I had done 1,160,000, which is less, like by almost 500,000 steps. So I am actually now at 1,240,000 steps. I'm not at the 1,600,000 I had to get to earn that sweater yarn. So the sweater yarn, I am using it even though I haven't actually officially earned it yet. My brain, what do you want? Okay, enough talk about fitness. Oh, one more thing. In February, I'm gonna issue a challenge. February is the month where we are going to work out every day. Now, I want everybody in February to work out all 28 days. Now, whether you're doing your 10,000 steps a day or if you're doing the 30 consecutive minutes, I want everybody to challenge themselves in February to work out every single day. I'm going to do it. I'm actually going to make a February poster. I want to get 10,000 steps a day in February. I have not had a month where I've had 10,000 steps every single day, and I want to do it. And February is a short month, so we should be able to do it, right? So February, 28 days of working out consecutively. I mean, on Sundays, like say you want to take one day as your rest day, like say, because I usually take Sunday as my rest day, that could be just still going for a half-hour walk. It doesn't have to be vigorous exercise to count. As long as you are doing something for 30 consecutive minutes, it counts. So challenge yourself, February, 28 days working out. You can do it! Okay. Stash enhancement. I have a couple of things to show you. First, I have to show you, I got a Christmas card from Michelle, who is Nitty Witty Shell, and she sent a cute little note inside. And again, Michelle, I'm sorry I have not taken the time to send you a note of thanks, but I really, really appreciate it, and I will. She knit me some little tiny mittens. Because if you've been watching a while, you know I knit 24 pairs of 24 little socks, not 24 pairs, 24 little socks to go on my Christmas tree here in my craft room, and she knit these adorable mittens. So thank you, Michelle. I love them. And I owe Michelle a package. I have it sitting here. I just haven't taken it to the post office. I don't usually procrastinate this much, but to be honest, my depression is kicking my butt right now, and it has been really, 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 really bad. So I haven't been leaving the house as much as I normally do. I have still been trying to work out, but I'm just really, really having a hard time. Oh, it's so frustrating. So, anyway. So that makes me procrastinate more than I normally would. Okay, another thing I got, and this I cannot have until my birthday. My birthday is February 5th, and my sweet bunny John John, if you're a longtime viewer, you know he is he's the star of this podcast. It's not me. It's not about me. It's about my bunny John John. He's my stuffed bunny. He's on my Ravelry avatar and stuff like that. He ordered for me an early birthday present, but I can't have it till my birthday. But he ordered for me some self-striping yarn from Desert Vista Dye Works. She was having a huge sale, and this is her citrus colorway in it's self-striping in her Viso base. And oh my gosh, I cannot wait to knit this. So thank you, John John Bunny. Yay! Yay! But I can't have it till my birthday. He's mean like that. He's strict. He really is. He's super excited because the Broncos won their playoff game yesterday. He's so convinced. Yes, I'm talking about a stuffed rabbit, so he's so convinced that they are going to win the Super Bowl. He's just positive. So, positive thoughts for John John. Okay. So that is Dash and Handsome. Tips and tricks. Last time I podcasted, I showed that I was using a spreadsheet to keep track of things I wanted to do on various days, and I had done a month-long one. Well, let me tell you, it is cumbersome after a week or so to figure out which line you're on. Now, what I could do is color-coded, which I might do in the future, but what I'm trying this week is just doing a week at a time, a week on a separate page. So I did reprint. I'm not showing you what my categories are. But I did reprint this morning to start so that I only have, because like, you know, if you're over here and you're trying to figure out something that's way over here and get the right line to fill the right square in, so what I might do in February, if I want to go back to doing it at a month, is I might print it with various colors so that it makes it easy to read, or do like a row of gray, a row of white, or whatever, just to make it easier to figure out which line I'm on. But if you are a new viewer, my tip was to make a spreadsheet, and you can do it on regular graph paper. It doesn't have to be done on the computer. Different things you want to do on different days. So these are all the things I want to do every day. And then here are some things that I want to do once a week. Like this down here has to do with the podcast and doing a shop update. So obviously I didn't do a shop update yesterday, but I will next week, so that's okay. There we go. So that is my tip or trick. I just wanted to show you that I adjusted how I was doing things. Let's see what I am watching and reading. I am watching Star Trek Enterprise, which is the prequel to Star Trek the original series from the 1960s, and I am almost done with season 2, very, very close. And the theme song, I cannot get it out of my head. It's a really cheesy 90s theme song, but I have it. I mean, I think about the theme song all the time. It's driving me crazy. I need to get a new song in there. The Age of Innocence, I finished listening to that on Craftlit podcast, which you totally should check out. And if you want to listen to it, the book, she just finished it, but the book started on episode 305. I highly, highly recommend it. If you haven't ever listened to her podcast, she doesn't just have the book read. She explains it. So it's very, very interesting. And I've seen the movie, and the book, I liked the way the ending was handled better. It went into more explanation about his motives for why he did what he did. I thought the ending in the movie was a little bit more sad, but the ending in the book made more sense, if that makes any sense. So I highly recommend it. She's taken a few weeks off, and then the next book that she's going to have is called North and South by Elizabeth Gaskell. I hope I'm saying that right. It's set in England, not the North and South set in the United States, and I'm really looking forward to it. So that's what I am watching and reading. Favorite things. I have two favorite things I want to talk about. One of them is a plea for help. If you've watched for a while, you know that one of my favorite teas is Red Rose tea. And I do collect, they have these little figurines. I collect the figurines. But I normally drink the decaf version. In the regular version, which is in a bigger box, you get the figurine in there, and you just get whichever one you want. But in the decaf version, which is what I drink, they don't include the little figurines. But you can get them. You don't have, and you don't even have to pay for them really. So you just need to send the UPC code. And let me see. I want to make sure I'm telling you right. Yes. So I need 12 UPC codes for the figurines. So I don't have to pay for them, but I still have to prove I bought the tea. And the UPC code is this little thing down here. I hope. I think so. I'm pretty sure. I think that's what it is. So if you drink Red Rose tea, whether it is this decaf or whether it's the regular, then let's see. I just want to make sure I'm reading this right. Yes. So if you drink this tea, if you want to send me your UPC codes, I know this is a weird request. I would really appreciate it. But that's not my actual favorite thing of the week. My favorite thing this week, I haven't really talked about it. I think I've alluded to it, but I play The Sims. And if you watch Tina from Knitting Blooms, you know she obsessively plays The Sims. And I have been playing The Sims for a few years. They're on Sims 3 is what's out right now. Sims 4 is actually coming out. I don't know if I'll be buying, probably not. I probably won't be buying Sims 4, but when Sims 2 was out, I had every single expansion pack and stuff pack that they made. I was obsessed. As much time as I spend knitting now, I spent playing The Sims before I started knitting. Knitting sort of blew The Sims out of the water, even though you could do them both at the same time, as long as you're not doing like detailed lace or anything like that. But knitting a sock, you can definitely do while you're playing The Sims. What is The Sims? If you haven't ever played it, it's a simulation game where you have these people and you play them and you control their lives down to the minute detail of even them going to the bathroom, sleeping, procreating. They have expansion packs that add to the game. And I of course have the base game. I have pets, which is okay. I liked pets in Sims 2, so I thought I would like it in this one. It's alright. Not my favorite expansion pack, but it is fun. You can have cats and dogs. In this version, in Sims 3, you can have horses. Also, you can find random things, like you can find birds out in the wild. You can have a pet bird and all kinds of stuff. If you have a pet bird and a pet cat, be careful because the cat will eat the bird. I learned that the hard way. I was like, why is there a pile of feathers near the bird cage? Oh, holy crap, my cat ate my bird. I didn't see it happen, thank goodness. Anyway, I also have seasons, which I love having seasons. Now, what Seasons expansion pack does is it lets it snow, rain, hail. You can have fog. They can get sunstroke or they could freeze. They actually, what happens is when they freeze, well, I might be thinking of, I had seasons in Sims 2. I don't know if this has happened in Sims 3 yet, but in Sims 2, when I had seasons, my Sims froze outside, and somebody had to come over. One of the other Sims had to come over with a blow dryer and heat him up, so that he could get up and walk around again. That just cracked me up. So I really like the seasons. They can go swimming in the ocean, all kinds of stuff like that. They can get a sunburn. They can get a spray-on tan, all different fun stuff like that. They could build snowmen, have snowball fights, stuff like that. Then I also have, let's see, so that's pets and seasons. I got I think it's called Island Adventure. That one I can't play because it, for some reason, makes my game lag, meaning it stutters and spits. I can play any other expansion pack and any other combo of expansion packs, and I don't have any problems. But that one, for some reason, which I really like, Island Adventure, because you can you ride in boats, you can live on a houseboat. Evidently, your Sims can become a mermaid. I haven't been able to play it long enough to do all that. You can go stay at a resort, all this kind of stuff. So that one I had to uninstall. Maybe in the future I'll have a stronger computer that can handle it. I've Googled how to make that game run without lags, and everything I've tried has not worked. So had to uninstall that expansion pack. And then also I have the let's see, in Sims 2 it was called Night Life. In Sims 3 what is it called? I don't remember. It's the equivalent though. Night Life or Night. Okay. Anyway, It's the one where this expansion pack, they sort of, it has a whole different world. They live in a city that has apartment buildings, high rises. But my favorite part is that there are vampires. And it's really goofy. I mean, it's a typical thing where they can't stay out in the sun very long. They can see their reflections, which is, not, if you're a true old fashioned vampire fan, they can't see their reflections, but in this you can. They can either drink from blood, they call it plasma, not blood, from other Sims, but they have to have their permission to do it. Or they can have plasma from their refrigerator. Or they can go to the hospital and steal it, evidently, which I haven't tried yet, but I want to. So I really liked the vampires in Sims 2, so I had to get the vampires for Sims 3. What else do I want to say about that? It's a stupid game. It really is. But, to me, it's no different than if I was sitting and watching a movie and knitting. I can sit and play The Sims and knit. And, just like what you do is you line up or queue different things for them to do, and then you watch while they do them. But they have goals. Like they might want to become a fisherman or a gardener or an astronaut, or you can have Sims. They have all different kinds of traits. They can be evil or good. You could have, like, the evil one wants to steal candy from a baby. You could have Sims that are kleptomaniacs and steal things from various locations in Sims, and you could have ghosts in the game. There are other expansion packs that I don't know if I'll get. Like there's one where you can have fairies and wizards and all different kind of stuff. I think that one's called Supernatural, or a name similar to that. So there you go. I am in love with The Sims. I go through spurts where I'll play a lot and then I won't play for a while, and then I'll play a lot and I won't play for a while. So yesterday I played for like 12 hours. Now, granted, I was knitting and, getting up and doing other things or whatever, but the Sims game was on my computer on for 12 hours. So anyway, it's all silly, fun games. Sims 3, I love it. That's my favorite thing of the week. All right, let's talk about Ask Sock Bunny. The question this week is from Brandy, who is BJ, and she wants to know, she's talking about my bunny, John John, my stuffed bunny. If John John were able to travel anywhere he liked, no strings, where would he choose to go, and where would you go, Mrs. Sock Bunny? Well, the answer is easy. John John and I don't even have to think about this. We would go to Hawaii together, just the two of us. I have been to Hawaii before, back in, oh my gosh, I think it was 96, I think is when I went. It was magnificent. And, before I went, I was like, why would I want to go to Hawaii? I live in Florida. I mean, Florida is gorgeous. Why would I want to go to Hawaii? Ha! Hawaii makes Florida look like a dump. So if you ever get a chance, of course, go to Hawaii. So that is where John John and I would go. And I guess we would let the husband come too, maybe. When I went the first time to Hawaii, John John didn't go because it's when Sarah was little, my older daughter. And she was upset. I went for work and she was upset enough that I was going. So she wanted John John, my bunny, to stay with her. So he was very upset and didn't get to go. So he's never forgiven her for that. Okay, I was going to do a book review, but at this point, the podcast is already at 50 minutes, so I don't want to take the time to do the book review, so I'll do it next week. I am going to review the book Head to Toe Kids Knit Accessories from Cooperative Press. So I'll do that book review next week, which will push back the one from Deborah Tomasello to the week after that. But that's okay. So I'll skip the book review this week. So I'm going to go ahead and close the podcast and remind you that we do have a prayer request thread. So if you want to post your prayer requests, I will pray for you, and other people will pray for you. Go ahead and do that. It can even be unspoken prayer requests. Don't forget to enter your fitness minutes and steps into the fitness studies. And don't forget, February, you're going to try to work out all 28 days. Come on, you can do it. And don't forget, there's a thread where you can ask Sock Bunny or John John. Oh, and Brandy did ask other questions, and I will answer those in upcoming weeks. So that's it. Thanks for listening to me ramble. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a great week. Keep on crafting. Bye.